My first car. What was my first car? Well, you got to remember, I didn't have a license in Central America. So when I came to the U.S., when I came back to the U.S., I was 19, and received press yes or no. I was 19, and I didn't own a car. I didn't even have a driver's license. So let's go park up here and we'll go inside. I didn't have a driver's license, so I think my first car, I'm pretty sure my first car was a Ford Galaxy 500 that my uncle, Javier, who is one of the, he did a background, well, he was in a gang chorus, Sin Disease, Hav. He found it for me, I think like in Bellflower or something. I mean, where else are you gonna find a Galaxy 500, Ford Galaxy 500 for $500, but like in Bellflower, right? So I think that might have been my first car.
What about your early family life?
I was raised in a non-believing home, non-Christian home. They the Hispanic side of the family, the Colombian side of the family, were like, you know, fake Catholics, like a lot of Latins. You know what I mean by that? They go to church, maybe Christmas and Easter, maybe. But boy, you better have your confirmation, communion, whatever nonsense. It's a joke. But anyway, so, am I raised by a Lithuanian stepfather, and they were, I guess their background was Catholic as well, because, yeah, they were. And so for a short period of time, weeks, maybe a month or two, I mean short, I guess we went to the Catholic church. I remember going to the Catholic church in Burbank, where I was, you know, grew up. Burbank, California. What was that? I remember the Holy Family Catholic Church. I think that was in Glendale, and that's maybe where some of the other, you know, like my great aunt and them maybe went, and I maybe had to show up there or something. What was the name of the Catholic church in Burbank that I remember? It was on Olive, white church, Olive. I don't remember the name of the church, but it was lame, you know. Stand up, kneel, sit down, stand up, kneel, sit down. It meant, and there was nothing to it. And my parents were, I don't know why my parents were going. It's not like they were religious. So, I do remember around 10 or 11, a little, well, I remember, I guess my grandparents, my mom's mom and dad, got saved at some point somewhere in their little life, in their story. I think they got saved at some point, somewhere, for some reason. I don't know why. And I remember going to some big mega church in the 70s in Glendale. No idea what the name of it was. To see, I remember to see some of those really cheesy 1970s Christian films, like about the rapture and stuff, you know?
Thief in the Night.
Yeah, Thief in the Night. One was around the, I Wish We'd All Been Ready, around the Larry Norman song. I remember that. I remember that song.
Yeah.
I remember going and to these, you know, mega church, packed, and watching these films. Why they would do that, I don't know. But I remember my grandfather complaining about how the movie was inaccurate because a post-rapture scene, a woman crying because she's been left behind, was holding a baby that was maybe 8 months old, and my grandfather arguing, that baby would have been raptured too, and blah, blah. I'm like, even then, 9, 8, 7, whatever age it was when that stuff would happen, I'm thinking maybe 9, I knew that it was lame. What they were doing, how they were doing it, not my grandparents, my family, but Christianity. What they were doing, how they were doing it, these lame movies and blah, 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 in these big mega churches. And then my grandfather arguing about it. It was just no connection. I knew it was lame and worthless then. and with no, you know, I don't know. I'm just telling you. You're asking me these questions. I'm just telling you.